Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Koehler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Koehler.
Hi team, I'm Fitz Koehler, your fitness expert from Fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. Today I'm very proud to have my entire voice back, so you don't have to listen to scratches. But I not only have my voice back, I have another voice back. Welcome, Rudy Novotny.
Hello, Fitz Koehler. Good morning to me and good afternoon to you. I'm glad your voice is back.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know if everybody's so glad when my voice is back.
I think most of us are. You've been working hard. You've been kind of nonstop.
I have. You know what? I'm lucky to do it, right?
You know, we got to work when the work is there, and we enjoy the rest when those opportunities arise as well. But you are busy girl, and that doesn't look like it's going to stop anytime too soon.
No, and in fact, this is the greatest. And I have this stupid, I don't know, some sort of stupid physical therapy tape on my forearm because once again, showing up with the dumbest injury on the planet, I have some sort of mild tendinitis in my forearm from cowbelling too much.
Okay, so I think we should get Aflac. And
that's all we need to do is that stupid voice into our voices.
we should get Aflac, and your injury is a work-related injury in that case, or yes. When you overuse your voice, and all of a sudden you're so scratchy and don't sound like a chick at all, we can be appropriately compensated for the horrific injuries that we face on a weekendly basis.
Oh my gosh, you are such a smart man. Plus I think I've told you this, but I got blisters on my finger from my old cowbell.
I remember that. Yeah,
that's got to be worth at least like $1.32 or something like that, don't you think?
At least. That was poor. That was just poor design. We've upgraded now that we have handles and everything.
That's right. So Michael Jones bought me my light blue cowbell. Then I bought you the red cowbell, and now my light blue one kind of started falling apart. I overused it along with my forearm. So
you did.
I just ordered myself a new one, and it's royal blue. Go Gators.
I wonder how many cowbells have actually been retired from overuse. That's actually something to be quite proud of.
Well, thank you. I am very enthusiastic at a finish line, and I feel sometimes cowbelling is very important. Don't you think?
More cowbell!
That's right. You can't have enough cowbell. So I want to tell everybody about some of the most fun races we've done together recently, but I want to start by letting everybody know who doesn't already know that we have a new page on Facebook. Tell them about it.
We do. Team Noisy. We've been talking about that for a while, and it has been born, and it's kind of a compilation of our two individual Facebook pages. Of course, you have like 10 Facebook pages.
No.
I have one. It's just kind of a melding of the two of our collective nonsense and event lives, and it's a lot of fun. I think it was a really fine idea, and you've been really patient about my contributing to the yes, very patient to my contributing or lack thereof to the start of that. And I really am looking forward to it. I think we're off to a good start. And, we've got some great ideas for the future of that. I, hope to have discount codes and just fun stuff where we keep everybody up to date on where we are, where we're going, what's happened, what hasn't happened, and what we hope to happen.
That's right. And the other thing I think that people will benefit from is the fact that we're honest advisors on the sport, brutally honest. I mean, I'm the brutally honest one, I think, but we actually care about these people and we care about their race experiences. So For example, I put up my runner etiquette training video, my runner etiquette video and the strength training for runners. But, people can come to our page for guidance. You've got 77,000 years of experience and 42 million races combined to be able to help guide people, and then, obviously with my sport performance expertise, we can really steer people in a direction that will help them choose the races that are best for them or celebrate their accomplishments. And really, that's what I like doing, is celebrating what they've done.
I agree. And I've told you a million times to stop exaggerating about my scope of experience. So please. But I think the people that have been following us for some time now have a pretty good idea of where we come from, and that we really want to connect with them in a meaningful manner. It's of course hard through social media to connect in a deep manner and a very highly personal manner, because it's just difficult. But we can still have a connection where we can share things, provide, as you said, provide guidance, and at least at minimum our own personal experience. And it's a lot of fun. We've already shared some things on on speed work and a couple other things, I believe, or I can't remember what's been personal and what's been on Team Noisy page, but hopefully we can continue to gather friends and audience members and share each other's personal experience, successes and failures too.
Absolutely. And what's funny, one of the things you says is it's hard to connect with people over social media, and that's true. But some of these folks that we've never met before in real life, when we do meet them, I feel like I've known them forever, and they're actually in my family tree.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, and that is a wonderful thing that's really hard to explain. I don't know the dynamics of that, but I absolutely agree with you and understand what you're saying. It feels, once we either connect or reconnect with so many of these people, it really does feel like we're talking to family and people we've known for a long, long time. And it's truly one of the many benefits that you and I get from having such a wonderful spot in the running, racing, and athletic community.
Absolutely. So if you haven't already done so, go on Facebook. It's Team Noisy. It says race announcers, Fitz Koehler, Rudy Novotny. I think that's how it works. But look us up, like the page, engage with us, share your photos, your funny photos, your horrible photos, your experiences, whatever it is. We want to interact with you. So I'm going to move on, Rudy. Let's talk about the Big Sur Marathon.
Truly one of the just most wonderful, fun, and beautiful weekends of the year. I know I've said that only about 3 million times. But just, and I think it's become, and I know you've got a lot of great events and a lot of special places, but I believe it's become special to you as well. It's a spectacular weekend.
I count the seconds till we get back there every year. It's so beautiful. And folks, if you're not familiar with Big Sur Marathon, it's one of the most prestigious events in the country. You have to sign up on a lottery to get in. It's compared to the demand, a very small amount of runners get to run because of the size of the road they're running on. It's Highway 1. It's a road that has no sidewalks, that you would never be able to run on throughout the year, only when Big Sur Marathon shuts down the course. And it's a rude race because of all the elevation, all the mountains and the valleys, but it's
rude.
Beautiful. It's absolutely probably one of the most beautiful courses in the entire country, if not world. But there's also a strict cutoff line for the marathon because they're shutting that highway down. And at 1 p.m., it goes from 7 to 1. Is that correct? 7 a.m. kickoff?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, it's a 6-hour cutoff, and rude is Fitz Koehler's word for lots of hills, not just uphill.
Hard.
Not just uphill, but downhill as well. I mean, sincerely, I believe that Big Sur is difficult for the downhills, the return for all your uphill running, as it is for the uphill. But it's, as we've discussed before, it's just spectacularly beautiful. And, particularly when the weather is good, I think we had overall a a pretty darn good weather picture this last year, and you always hope for good weather. Of course, any race anywhere, and we get what we get, and we accept it, and
get what you get, and you don't get upset, right?
You don't get upset, even if it's Boston and you're swimming from the start to the finish.
So there's the full marathon. There's a 21 miler. There's a 11 miler, and then 12K, 5K. So 5 different races take off on the same morning, and they all finish at the same place. And so
6 races.
6.
Yes, the relay.
Oh, and the relay. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah.
The relay, all those wonderful peppy runners that go screaming by all the marathoners.
Those are the rude ones, right? And the guy at mile 19 is like, why does that guy have so much energy? Who the hell is he, right?
Exactly. Cheater, course cutter.
He's only been running 3 miles.
Talk about a course you can't cut, though, Fitz.
No. You start, you finish, fair and square, exactly. Right? So
exactly.
So here's the deal. Everybody's got to know it's a beautiful race. We highly recommend you jump into the lottery, but I don't actually really want to talk about the race much, Rudy, because we had so much other fun stuff that weekend.
We did.
And do you mind if I start? I want to start at the start. And so I come in from Florida, and Rudy comes up from San Diego, and we fly into San Jose Airport. And it just happened to work out where Rudy landed about an hour before I did, and he rented a car. And so instead of me taking the little shuttle, the Monterey shuttle, whatever it is, he says, I'll wait, and I'll drive you. And so he does. He waits, and we meet at the rental car, and I've got a Diet Sprite. I was so thirsty getting off of my plane.
Here we go.
So I stop in one of the little gift shops to get a Diet Sprite. And mind you, the thing is just sitting on the counter innocently. Looks normal to me. I pick it up. I buy it. Meet him at the car. And we're in the car for, 30 seconds when I open the Sprite. And it literally explodes all over me and all over the car.
You know, as I listen to your story, I think the first clue is that it's sitting on the counter. What?
But here's the thing. You looked at me as though I was doing the cha-cha with the dang thing all the way to the car. As if I had any influence over this explosion. You're like, God damn it, Fitz Koehler. 1 second in my car and pow!
Well, and now I have Sprite post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, so Rudy, everybody has to know, is very stressed out about this. And I'm looking at this clear liquid, which is all over me, and thinking, whatevs, it'll dry. But then it doesn't dry. And it's on my pants, and he's worried about getting it off the stuff in the car, the dashboard, and the little gear shift. So I change. I put on shorts, and then I've got the jeans. But the jeans are soaking wet, so
to add
to insult to injury, about an hour into the trip, I get the brilliant idea that I need to dry these things. And so I hang them out the window. I hook the waist belt or whatever it is on the inside, and the legs are flapping in the breeze, which seems really smart, right?
And our cute little Jeep Renegade becomes the ultimate ghetto mobile. Flap, flap, flap between San Jose and beautiful Monterey County. We are totally ghetto, and it's aggravating. You can't listen to the music. All you hear is whack, whack, whack. It was lovely. Great idea, Fitz.
I thought it was so funny. I thought it looked like one of those wiggly people at the car dealerships that are up in the air.
It did.
So I'm crying, laughing. Rudy's so annoyed. And I fixed the solution by blasting Queen.
Oh, that's right, you did. You did. Yeah, that was quite a fix. Thank you very much for that.
You're welcome, because Bohemian Rhapsody will fix anything, I've been told.
Oh, boy.
And so it about partially dried my soaking wet jeans. Oh, my gosh, what a pain in the neck that was. But anyways, that was our start to the weekend. And then What do we do? We had the VIP party Friday night, which is always lovely.
That's always nice. The top of the Marriott there overlooking all of Monterey Bay, absolutely beautiful with all kinds of wonderful food. It is, and of course, wonderful friends and sponsors and elite athletes and watching
us.
And then us. It's a 5-star experience that we round out to 4 stars with our appearance.
Except for us. We bring everything down a little bit, but that's okay. They seem to like us, mostly.
And watching Adam Roach and Michael Wardian stare each other down in a very friendly way.
Yeah, so for those listening, Adam Roach has won the Big Sur Marathon 4 out of the past 6 years. Michael Wardian won the 2 years in between those 6, and then this year was a head-to-head, and it turns out that Adam really dominated. He won that race, but pre-race, if you asked either one of them, are you going to win? Yes, absolutely. They were so confident, and I loved it.
They were. Now, and if I remember correctly, Adam did not run Boston, but Michael did.
Correct.
Michael ran Boston. So Adam was a little fresher. Adam being also a local Pebble Beach resident, and both of them. You know, it's hard to pick one side.
Oh my God, they're so sweet.
They are just really fantastic people that we've gotten to know on a personal level, and just either or. There can't be a winner that you don't love because you just love them both, but they both really wanted it. Michael Wardian running for Hoka, one of the sponsors of the Big Sur International Marathon, and again Adam Roach being a 4-time and looking to come back and get that championship belt, if you will, back where he feels it belongs. And it was exciting. It was a fun build up, totally friendly, and but of course there was a dark horse in the mix there, and another gentleman, particularly an ultra marathoner, somebody with a lot of over distance experience, very much like Michael Wardian. And he had
Jose Manila.
Thank you. And his experience showed that he had a very, very clear opportunity to come in and steal the show.
Yeah, well, I don't think you realize this. And 2 things. Number 1, going back to Adam and Michael, I've decided I won't root against anybody. I'm just rooting for them both. So that
sure.
Helps. I just always root for. But Jose, he was a guy who won the 2017 San Diego half marathon that we announced. And we were so excited by him because he came through the finish line like a rock star. He jumped up and down. He was really enthusiastic. I don't know if you remember that, but that's who that was.
It was?
It was. And he picked up the baby and spun it around after the finish line. He was very enthusiastic.
Spin your baby around the
That's right. Yeah, so I didn't think you realized that's who that was, but we've seen him before.
I honestly forgot, but now that you bring it up, I remember just how completely excited he was, which is really nice when we see our elite and lead runners just make it so much fun and really celebrate the finish line like we encourage everybody to celebrate the finish line.
And Adam did a great job of that this year. He really he crossed and there was big celebration. And then Michael was 3rd, which I know was disappointing to him. He had a rough race, but he came through hands up high before he even hit the finish line. He was waving to the crowd. I mean, he's such a gentleman. It was nice. It was really good.
Right. So you aren't at the start of the marathon.
Correct.
So you don't get to see some of the things that I do as I'm at the start, and then I caravan with the other race vehicles, official race vehicles, back to the start. So I can, of course, back to the finish. So I can join you at the finish line. It's a point-to-point race. One of the real advantages of that is when we get to actually see the race developing. And I believe we didn't get to the leaders until somewhere about mile 18 or 19. And that's where we saw Michael probably at that time about a quarter to a third of a mile back. and then Adam and Jose just right shoulder to shoulder, just working together, and they both looked really strong. And at that point, we had no idea how this was going to end, but Adam was where he wanted to be, Jose was where he wanted to be, I imagine, and it looked like we had quite a race developing.
Wow, it was a very exciting finish, and even if without an exciting finish, it's always great to be at Big Sur, right?
Right, Adam, of course, Adam pulling away and getting a couple minute lead. Jose coming behind him, and Michael a bit of a distant third, but still, third. Come on.
So now
they only make one bronze medal, right?
That's right. Now Adam's a 5-time Big Sur champion. He comes back next year, he'll tie the record. So we're going to move on from that because we actually have real exciting stuff. Not that the race wasn't very exciting. The next day after the VIP party is the kids' races. By the Bay 3K. We got about 9,000, 5,000? I don't know. We're going to say 5,000-ish kids from schools all in the Northern California area. They bus in, and it's amazing. They run with their parents, with their teachers. Fun. But this year, we switched things up a little bit. They used to have another guy come in and warm up the crowd, and this year they said, Fitz, can you do that? And I said, sure thing. That's one of the things I do. But most importantly, it's not what I did with the kids, because we did the Big Sur Stomp. I made up a dance. We all did it together. But that's not really the fun part. The fun part was the fact that for a week I'd been torturing Rudy Novotny, saying, guess who's going to dance? Guess who's going to dance publicly?
Dance! Do the dance!
Dance, Rudy, dance. And so I've been leading you up to this for a long time, because for the past couple years we've been announcing together. I'm always dancing, and you're like, hey, lady, what's with that? But Rudy's been loosening up so much that you are full-blown shaking your thing on our finish line stages.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, let me clear up something here.
What?
Fitz is so embellishing.
That's not true.
Actually, what happened?
Oh no, I'm under embellishing, because Rudy used to say I've got no rhythm, and boy, you could star in a rap video. You could be that
guy. Now we've completely gone over the top, and gone over.
I'm pretty sure there is full-blown video footage of you at Carlsbad Marathon, at Los Angeles Marathon, Encinitas. You have been shaking your thing, and it has all been in preparation to this. Because what happens is when I get these 5,000 kids organized in front of the stage at the kids' race, I go, all right, guys, we're going to watch Mr. Rudy do the dance. And so now he's locked on the stage, and I yanked up poor, sweet Susan Love. Oh, and we do have video. And I was so impressed, because I'm there teaching this routine. It's very simple. It's 4 different moves. They're meant for fun and silliness, and I think everybody can do it. But I'm supposed to be focused on the 5,000 people in front of me, and all I can do is look to my right and watch Rudy clapping his hands, jumping up and down, shaking his booty. It was magical.
Ladies and gentlemen, as a warning and a public service, remember there are some things that you can't unsee. So please be careful. Do not come to any of our events to see me dance. Please come to run and join in the festivities with Team Noisy. My dancing should not be a consideration in any way, shape, or form.
No. It is a highlight, I assure you. And after you cross that finish line, come on back, because it will happen. But I was so proud of you.
Thank you.
It was pretty awesome.
Thank you. It's fun. The kids' races, of course, I know are among the highlights for you. I love seeing the kids out there as well. And they really run a great show out there. Just Run program, very, very successful. And I can't remember how many schools we had. I think it was close to 35 or somewhere between 35, 50 school, lots and lots. And all the parents. Just a beautiful day over at Lovers Point off Pacific Grove. Just gorgeous. And all the moms and dads, aunts, uncles, grandparents, just a fabulous time. Super fun. We got noisy.
We got very noisy. And one of the things I really love is when engaging with these people at the start line is they have such extreme pride in their school. So you call out, Bob Smith Elementary, and those people lose their mind. They're so proud of their school.
They do.
There's these dads. I think the dads are the most fun participants because dads are willing to just let it rip if it makes their kids happy, smile, have fun. So kudos to all the dancing dads out there. But something we missed, again, I'm hitting all the important things. This stuff should be in the Big Sur marathon website, stuff about the flapping jeans and the Rudy dancing. But we had a mission because a few years ago, the first time I hosted this race with you, you took me on the course. And I don't know, we got about 16 miles into the course. And mind you, there's no sidewalks. There's nothing, and there's really nothing out there in certain places. And we come along this mountainy, grassy patch. It's someone's property, but it's fenced in, and there's a sign, the most preposterous sign in the world, because there's no chance in hell anyone could do this. It says, "No loitering." What? Why? Right?
It's just literally in the middle of nowhere, essentially a pastoral setting by the beach and by the ocean, and man, it just makes me want to loiter.
It makes you want to loiter. And so I would understand a sign that said no trespassing, but the no loitering really got my goat. So a couple years ago, Rudy and I drive this thing, and it's bothering me. It's been bothering me for years.
She took it totally personally, ladies and gentlemen.
What the hell was that? So this year, I asked Mr. Novotny to drive the course again. I said, let's go drive the course. And Rudy's run this race a ton. He's PR'd it. He's got the sub-3 marathon at Big Sur, but yours truly has not run it. So I wanted to go experience it again. So we go looking for the sign. And we found the sign. And so even though we weren't allowed to, we pulled off. And you know what we did? We loitered our asses off.
We did some serious first degree loitering.
Ooh, it was severe. And we are now on, I think, Monterey's most wanted list or something like that, right?
Well, actually, I've gone on to the Carmel Pinecone, the local paper, and I see that over in the post office there are actually pictures of us.
Yeah.
And they are looking for these hardened criminals who laughed and scoffed at the civil code that doesn't allow loitering at those signs.
But the experience was so funny. So I was like, pull over, get over here. And I give him my phone. I go, okay, take pictures of me. And so I do these poses leaning against the post and just leaning and looking off into the distance. Then I decided to sit down. And then we really cranked it up a notch. I go, Rudy, I'm going to lie down. Take some more pictures. So.
Really? She really just channeled her inner criminal.
I was badass. So we did that.
You were badass.
And then you posed for some. I think you even cracked out a yawn. You were like, hey.
I did. I did a world-class yawn there.
I've been here for years. We're going to have to post those pictures on the Team Noisy website, Team Noisy Facebook page, but that was so much fun.
I think really it should be one of the highlights of the Big Sur Marathon. One of the places that everybody stops.
Photo stop.
They stop at Bixby Bridge and they get a picture with Michael Martinez at the Yamaha Grand Piano. All that stuff, and that's all cool. But really, we need to highlight the no loitering sign, which I can't remember. Fitz, was it? I can't. We'll have to GPS it and bust the owner with an exact location so everybody can loiter along the way. Yeah.
What would be so awesome is this is what I've heard from the locals is that owner of that property is not very nice.
Yeah, he's not one of the favorite people of the area. Yeah.
But we had Stephanie Szymanski went out.
Friendly.
Stephanie Szymanski, one of our favorite runners in my hottie, she went out and she took a loitering picture out there too. So it's possible we have started a trend.
She did. She did. She's I thought she was. I always thought that Stephanie was a really, really nice girl and a real rule follower. But now she's a rule breaker and a hardened criminal, just like us.
I like it.
Yeah, really. Congratulations, Stephanie.
So fun. So, what else? Oh, and then the other best part about the race was that I had so many people from Gainesville there.
There was a lot of chomping going on.
Oh my gosh. I don't know if they registered as a team. One of the things I don't get to do is understand the whole registration process since I don't register for the races we host. But I think they had some sort of team thing going on. And it was amazing. I think I had 15-ish people from Gainesville, Florida. Some of them I knew, Jenny Eckerode, one of my BFFs, but then some of them I've never met, but they came to the expo to meet, and we took a picture, and we did the chomp, and then I didn't realize they had organized this, but as they each came through the finish line that day, they were all chomping for me, so...
They were.
I got to pour lots of love on the Gators and the Gainesvillians. That was fun.
Very fun. I think I'm pretty sure we had 50 states and something like 15 foreign countries at Big Sur this year. Very, very popular. Yeah. So seriously, folks, if it sounds like something that you're interested in, get in there early and get in the lotteries. I don't know what the actual numbers are, but I'm kind of guessing for the full marathon, they probably have somewhere between, and again, just a guess, 50 to 100,000 or more entry requests for roughly 5,000 spots.
I thought it was only 2,500 spots for the full.
No, it's larger than that. I believe we're somewhere between 4,000 and 5,000. We keep just bringing people up the street, but that's something I really appreciate about the Big Sur organization is, truly, you can fit 20,000 people up the hill and down the road, but it would be a terrible experience once things got going and to be totally overcrowded, and they refuse to compromise on the experience for everybody, and they cap it at a very, very low number.
Yeah, I love it. It's bsim.org, Big Sur International Marathon.org, and if you don't get into the full, fine, do the 21 miler. You basically get all the good stuff of the course without the pressure of that extra 5 miles for the cutoff. It's beautiful. It's worth the adventure. The shorter races, the 12K, the 5K are super fun as well. My friend Rick Chin, he decided he wasn't prepared for the full, so he dialed it down to the 12K and absolutely loved it. So there's so many options. The relay is an option. Just get yourself there no matter what. Go take that racecation, and we'll fill you in on how to be bad seeds while you're in Big Sur. But
and Fitz, while we're giving them a shout out, again, a fantastic organization putting on a number of other races too. They've got the Monterey Bay Half Marathon in November, which, just so everybody understands, because we talk about the Big Sur experience being uphill and downhill and huge hills on the side of the on the edge of the Pacific Ocean there. Monterey Bay Half Marathon being a beautiful, beautiful bayside course. Almost the whole thing is inside of the bay. Otters, seals, all.
That's Veterans Day.
Yeah, beautiful in November. And as well as the Salinas Valley Half Marathon through the vineyards, and there are some hills there too, but gorgeous backcountry race, and that taking place in August. And last but not least, but coming up in Carmel, in beautiful Carmel, the Run in the Name of Love 5K. Oh, just a gorgeous, gorgeous course. And a wonderful weekend with a group of friends, under 1,000 people on Father's Day. So great events from all our friends at Big Sur.
And all the Blue Jackets, our favorite. These board of directors are amazing. Doug Thurston, one of the most spectacular race directors on the planet.
True.
I'm envious you get to do their other two races. Boo for me.
It is a lot of fun. Love all those folks, and they deserve every shout out we give them.
Yes, they do. Okay, so we're moving on to the OC Marathon.
OC Marathon, what a great time. All kinds of stuff going on there. Marathon, half marathon, and the kids run.
And the 5K.
And the 5K. Oh my gosh. Wahoo's Fish Tacos 5K. Congratulations, Wahoo's, their 30th anniversary. And of course, they've moved the 5K to late on Saturday afternoon, early evening with a band going. Oh, what a party.
It really is a party. And I think that was such a great move. Last year, they moved the 5. It used to be the full half and 5K all took place on Sunday morning. Now it's just a full and the half on Sunday. The 5K's on Saturday night. a total blast. They do a great job. It's just this cool atmosphere. They bring in, I think the band Flashback Heart Attack or something like that. It's an 80s cover band.
Yep.
And they had 80s costume contest this year at the 5K. So much fun.
Yeah. Lots of fun. It's just a really, really spectacular weekend. And this year we had better weather.
Oh, we did. Last year it was not only cold and rainy, but it hailed on the half marathoners at the start line and us.
It was brutal. It was brutal. The porta potties were filled, and not for the reason that you would normally think they would be.
Because I told everybody, go hide in the porta potties, and those poor people are really good listeners.
And they did. Yeah, much better weather this year, though. Actually, it was pretty ideal. Maybe just a tad warm, but everybody was just so happy it wasn't raining, hailing, and windy. It was a real improvement this year, and what a great race.
So my favorite part of the race, of this particular race, is how many friends we see. We have so many personal friends that come do it.
We do, yeah. A lot of locals and a lot of people driving, and even coming out and flying out to join us. But lots of Team Noisy family and friends out there. It's fabulous.
One of my and I don't want to really start naming everybody's name because we could get carried away and then forget people, which actually feels worse. But Jennifer Hall, who just left, she had to move because of her job back to the D.C., Virginia area, and she flew back in for the OC half. So that was nice to have her back.
Absolutely, yeah. Great having Jen there, and I think she had a big day too. She did.
She did great. She did absolutely great. Nice strong run.
Yeah, I think. Did she PR? I don't recall.
Yeah,
but it was. I know she had an exceptionally good race.
So a couple of my favorite things, and if you have any, please throw them in. But I loved at the start of the full and the half where we've got, 15, 20,000 people in front of us. We're trying to juggle all sorts of stuff, and this dude walks by in this weird outfit, and he's waving his hands at me, and I yell out, I go, "Are you French fries?"
Oh, the French fries!
Yes. So I said, "Get up here!" And we brought him up on our stage, and his deal was he was trying to break the Guinness World Record for fastest half marathon dressed as French fries.
Yeah, not only, and so he was very excited about that. But what I got a kick out of is his mom and dad were there supporting him, and they were at least as excited about his attempt at the Guinness World Record, as odd as that particular one is, as he was. Oh, that's my boy!
Well, so I called them. What I thought is they were so cute because I called them. I was like, "Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head," and they lost their minds.
Yeah, that was an unusual one. Good call on that.
Oh.
That was fun. He was very excited, and
I think he probably did it. He was fast. He was real fast.
Yeah, he was. I don't like to be inaccurate and give out information that's off, but I believe he was somewhere close to the early 130s.
I was going to say under 130. I thought he was really fast.
Did he go under? Oh man,
I think he went under.
If he went under 130, that's insane. But I thought I recalled about a 135, which is also insane.
Wicked insane, right?
With this getup, I mean, it's
so
fast,
funny.
No matter what. But with this whole French fry thing he had put together made it that much more interesting. Fitz and I kept looking for the bottle of ketchup running after
That's
him.
right. What's
we
going on?
we never saw it. Yeah, exactly.
Next year. So then there was a heartwarming runner. So we've apparently seen him for many years, but this year we learned about him. 80-year-old, I think his name was, I know it's Alex, but it was Stipik or something. But we learned about him at the VIP party. But Alex was a Holocaust survivor. And at 3-4 years old, in a concentration camp, his mother shoved him out the door and said, "Run, Alex, run. God will protect you." And so he's an OC legacy runner, but he says that's why he runs now, because his mom told him to run.
Yeah, one of the very, very true, very, very compelling story that you laid out very well. One of, I think we had 43 legacies this year, Fitz, which is always nice to honor all the runners that have made it to the start and the finish line every year, and that was quite a story. And what a humble human being, and literally running from the Nazis at 3 years old, and the other part of the story being from that day on, he never saw his mother or his family again. He was adopted, and really quite a story.
Yeah,
and it's always our honor and a privilege to celebrate people like that. And, again, as we say so many times, there are so many stories. That's what the races are made up of. And some are grand and exciting, and some are just, compelling for other reasons. But it's awesome.
Yeah, I am, and you know how I am. I think patriotic would be one of my favorite descriptions of me. But when last year my favorite finisher was one of the World War II veterans, and this year this Holocaust survivor, and I just, it's freedom, right? I mean, we get so many choices. We get to choose our careers and our families and how many kids we have and where we live and when we quit our job and if we run a race. And, when we get to meet the people who make that happen, not only the World War II survivors, but, the men and women who just returned from Afghanistan or the law enforcement, we are so fortunate to be surrounded by such extraordinary greatness on a regular basis.
Yeah, that really is true, and people, just so many of our first responders in our military, we can't say enough. And if you ever get tired of hearing us gush over them, well,
too
sorry,
bad.
Not sorry. Yeah, too bad. Exactly. That's part of Team Noisy's honorarium will always be those who serve in any capacity. So once again, to all of you, thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And then I'm going to move on once more, because at that same start line, we were just in the middle. So Rudy takes and we addressed this in the pet peeve episode, but Rudy takes the job of warning people about bib bandits and how it's stealing and so forth. And I take on usually the role of threatening people that you better not bring your kids, your family, your friends onto the finish line because it's a right. That finish line shoot, and that finish line is a privilege. So anyways, we're in the middle of, Rudy's in the middle of doing his thing, and all of a sudden this dude on roller skates in a Speedo starts trying to get into the start corral, and I was like, you, get out of here! Don't even think about it. I think we scared the bejesus out of people in those corrals.
Yeah, talk about something that you can't unsee. At 6 something in the morning, a guy about 6'2", kind of raggy in a Speedo and old style roller skates, coming to all excited about joining you for the marathon.
Oh
and his story being that the Newport Beach police pulled him over. He told them where he was headed, and they said, "Oh yeah, I'm sure they'll be happy to have you there."
Not.
No, thank you. No.
He got his head handed to him verbally that day. And I think that was actually so great because all the runners in the corrals who thought they were going to commit shenanigans on that day decided against it.
Well, yeah, the other thing that's, so exciting for me is to see Fitz Koehler, who you all think is so nice and sweet, and she's kind and just so personable, and she is all those things until she's not.
That's right.
Wow, and the head starts going around 360 degrees. And of course, that's what happens to Fitz Koehler when she sees some of those violations. And then I have my own reactions when I see bandits or perhaps someone who is wearing a bib that doesn't belong to them.
That's obnoxious. Stealing.
Yeah, that's theft. Right. Again, that's theft. We actually had a club. We had a club.
That's right.
Yeah, we had a club that I got to be honest, I'm not particularly familiar with. It's not one of the ones we see all the time who are, absolutely legit. I'm not saying this club isn't legit, but, we see Snail's Pace and Cal Coast and South Coast Roadrunners and the Pasadena Pacers, and on and on and on. And they really support these events by bringing, many of the club members out there, and they focus on these races. Well, this particular club, apparently, they had registered runners, and with their bibs were on, and then they had essentially, for lack of a better term or knowing what it was, an individual pacer from that same club, unregistered, a bandit running with that person, what appeared to be in support of that person. So Fitz was bringing people in and celebrating, making noise like we do, cowbell and everything, and then Rudy sees the bandit coming in with the registered runner, and Fitz goes, "Oh no, bye-bye.
Go, Rudy, go."
Go, Rudy, go. And so I proceed to go down and have a conversation with the, we're gonna have a little chat.
But pause, because the way he does it, he gets so angry. It's this jaw. First of all, the jaw clenches, and then he puts his arms straight down at his side, fingers pointing.
Okay.
Your fingers pointing behind you.
I think this is a little dramatization.
It's you have this posture, and
so the whole posture changes. The
whole thing. Your shoulders lean forward. Your face goes forward. You're like a bandit-seeking torpedo.
A bandit-seeking torpedo. That's awesome. Now, I'm not going to deny or argue that point, because I think there's probably a very strong possibility that it goes exactly like you're saying.
It is amazing. And you're so good about it, because you just know all the stuff, and you have all the right answers, and you just go like a heat-seeking missile straight over to these people, and they have no idea what hits them, and then they don't even try to get their medal. I mean, you're so good at that. So fun to watch.
Well, look, it's just because it's not okay, and everybody's going, "Oh no, they're not going to get on that again."
No, but it's in defense of all the good people. Someone has got to nip this in the bud, because there won't be medals left for the good people, and there won't be drinks or snacks left for them, and it's just not okay.
Right. It isn't. And then, if it's just for a moment, I'm going to go over to the other related subject, if I may. And folks, it's not okay to run with someone else's bib.
Yeah.
Not under any circumstances. No excuses, no reasons. It's not okay. It isn't. It's theft. It causes all kinds of problems, including awards. You're potentially taking people out of their age group awards, or at least their age group standing. Maybe it makes a big difference to someone that they're 25th in their age group and not 26th. Okay. Yeah. That's their right. I'm not even just talking about top 3. That's a big deal when it's top 3, but it's a big deal no matter what it is. It's not okay to run with someone else's bib, regardless of the fact that it's been paid for. I'm not talking about that part of it. Okay? So I saw a number of people, and how do I know? Okay, because I know when he's 6'4" with a 5 o'clock shadow, and his name is Alice Smith, that it's not his bib.
Right.
Okay? Or when someone goes on Facebook and asks for a bib for the race, and I see that post, and I say, "Don't do that," and they show up at the race, and I know that they haven't registered, I know they're doing it. And it's not okay. Not under any circumstances, not for any reason. So, if you have a dissenting opinion, and everybody's entitled to their opinion, I'd love to hear, you can get back to me personally on my Facebook page. You can go on Team Noisy Facebook page and let us know how and why you think that's okay, because those are really strong opinions, and we don't tolerate it. Absolutely under no circumstances do we personally tolerate bib banditing or bib swapping. Thank you very much. This has been a
public service announcement.
Public service announcement, right.
Well, you know what? People can't fly under someone else's plane ticket. There's certain things that are registered just for you for particular reasons, and swapping or stealing is not okay.
Yep.
And I love you with your straight arms and your fingers pointed back and your shoulders forward. It's almost like you're on wheels. You just glide towards.
Oh boy. Well, hey, it was overall. It was all that aside, it was a great day. Fitz, you and I want to give us some props here.
Oh,
okay.
Okay.
Yep. We earned this because it's a 7-hour cutoff, and that's very generous.
Yes.
Okay. 7 hours. Not from the first, start, but 7 hours from the last. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. OC starts in one. The marathon starts in the full. Starts in one full group. So okay. So it's 7-hour cutoff. You and I hung out for over 9 hours to bring in the very last runner, who was a legacy runner. So congratulations to her. And Fitz, I can't remember. Wasn't it something like her five?
Oh, so she wasn't the legacy. She was a friend of the race director, and you're right. She's done over 500 marathons. The guy with her was a legacy.
There you go. Okay, right. But I remembered it was something like her 537th marathon, something like that.
Insane.
And she later told me that she thinks that I brought her in to the finish line for something like 150 or 200 of those or whatever. So, yeah.
You guys are kind of a couple, I think. That makes you a thing.
We're a thing. There you go. But, yep, we hung out for some 9 hours. We did not leave our perch waiting to celebrate the very, very, very last person. And it really was a wonderful weekend. Congratulations to Gary Kutcher, the race director, and Kelsey Beal.
Gary.
Yeah.
Oh, they're so great.
And Fitz, again, a super small organization, pulling off a fantastic, high-quality event that's not small either.
No, it's a massive undertaking with massive outcomes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, understandably, a lot of our audience and a lot of the runners out there believe that these organizations are, huge corporations and, have lots and lots of people. And in some cases, sure, that's true. And in some cases, it's 2-3 people and an army of volunteers and, high-level volunteers.
Contract workers.
Year after year.
Oh,
Exactly.
Toby and Mike Howie. Oh, I love those guys. We are so blessed. And actually, one of the things that I've really appreciated over the past few months is the ops crew, the Tobys and the Mikes, because they're working the course. They're doing so many things, yet they pop in and say, Fitz, can I get you a drink? Do you need sunblock? I mean, these men are not only out for the organization, but they're taking care of each individual. I mean, it's just such gentlemen, and I feel so lucky to be surrounded by that crew.
Thank you very much for bringing those up. And again, what we're talking about, folks, is the contract workers. They come in and they essentially work the weekend, or in some cases much more. Lisa Skolman, Jody Book, Toby, as you mentioned, Pete Major, Anne-Marie Nuno, Rocky Wan, and there's just so many great people who really are hugely committed. Are they paid? Yeah, they're paid for their work. They're working 14, 16, 18-hour days that weekend and lots before. But I'll tell you what, they really make things happen in a very positive way. So thank you for bringing them up.
Yeah, you know what? It's just their kindness and their consideration. And, you and I, you mentioned it, is we're happily trapped in the stage. We may sprint off to use the restroom, or if we have each other, sprint off to grab a tea or something, but we're there, and they're lifting barricades, they're lifting fences, they're the ones doing the backbreaking work, yet they show up in our stage or on our stage and offer us sunscreen or offer us drinks, and it's just the kindness is overwhelming sometimes. The sound guys, AngelCom, I Amp Sound, SVE Timing, they're doing it. These are people with big jobs to do, yet they're so kind and considerate to us. I'm so grateful for it.
They are. They're really excellent. And let's take a moment. We always ask people, or we try to ask people. We honor the volunteers, anyone who's volunteered for any of these events. And we have some that we see all the time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It takes hundreds and in some cases thousands of volunteers to make these races the quality events that they are. So please, folks, please, runners, just on a weekend off, go to the race and volunteer, or volunteer ahead of time. But if you want to become more involved than that, you heard Fitz and I talking about, contract help. Some of these events do contract for that weekend. So if you want to see a little more of the inner workings and perhaps become more involved, and perhaps you have supervisory experience, or you're really, really good directing or working with people, contact the race director, ask them if they're hiring for that weekend, particularly for some of the large events, and you might be able to get yourself a spot and make a decent wage, kind of earn some side money, and really get a even clearer view of what happens.
Yeah, and if you're stuck working the finish line, we're sorry in advance. You'll be stuck listening to us.
Right. Yeah, you're going to hear a lot of us.
Deepest apologies. All right, Mr. Novotny, so what's the next 2 events people can find you at?
Next 2 events. Let's see. Well, I've got the, next 2 events. My next 2 events are the Rock and Roll San Diego, where I have found, I'm part of a staff there, I should say announcer staff, Dave Ragsdale and Ann Westling, and I've been invited to join them, and I will be at the finish line. So
awesome.
Don't look for me at the start, receive my assignment, so hope to see a lot of people at the finish line coming up very, very soon. And then another little one on the coast here, just up the street, if you will, the Corona Del Mar 5K. Oh, Corona Del Mar, California. Talk about beautiful seaside, Southern California. Wow. Just gorgeous. So I'll be there, and then Run in the Name of Love in Carmel, California for Father's Day. Looking forward to all of those. How about you, Fitz? What you got going on? I know you're packed. Your schedule's packed.
Well, it's been packed. It's going to slow down a little bit, but this weekend I go back to Ann Arbor. I was in Ann Arbor last weekend for the Goddess 5K. This weekend is the Ann Arbor Probility Ann Arbor Marathon, Half Marathon, 10K, 5K. So if you want to do any of those races, my discount code is Fitzness, and I would love to see you. I'm also teaching a clinic Tuesday, my strength training for runners. Saturday, not Tuesday, the day before, at 2 o'clock. That's where my 2 came in. Strength training for runners. And then the following weekend is one of my other favorites. It's Buffalo Marathon, and that is
so lucky.
Oh, they should bring you. It's a wonderful, patriotic, fun-filled weekend. Saturday we have the John Beachline 5K in the morning, followed by the kids' races. I call them the baby buffaloes, and they're so cute. And then we've added on the Ruffalo Stampede. So we have 200 dogs that'll all be decked out in these adorable Buffalo Marathon bandanas, and they'll get their little medals when they're done. And then on Sunday, which is my birthday, I get to celebrate by hosting the Buffalo Marathon, Half Marathon, and Relay. So very patriotic event, one I'm very proud to be part of.
And I ran that one, I don't even want to say when it was. Just say it was a long, long time ago. A little bit different course, but I ran the Buffalo. It was called the Skyline International Marathon at the time. But also, essentially, it was the Buffalo Marathon, and just fantastic, a great organization, and I've looked at the reviews since, and of course they were wise enough to bring you there, and just a super quality event. I would highly encourage anybody anywhere in the area to. Matter of fact, Fitz, is registration still open? I believe it is,
and the discount code is still Fitzness for that. I forget how much you get off, but yeah, the 5K, the kids races. Dog race is sold out, but all the other distances are available. So
that was a great ad. People love bringing their dogs,
Ruffalo Stampede. I'm so excited. So after that, I'll host another clinic there too, my strength training for runners clinic too, because I'm trying to get everybody on board so they can run further, faster, pain-free, right?
Fantastic. That is a great talk you give there. Great little seminar.
I love it.
Sat through it before, and I learned a lot of things that I should be doing that I wasn't doing and still need to do more of.
Yeah, that's for another episode, Mr. Novotny.
Oh no. Okay. Yeah, we certainly don't have enough time for that.
Not today. All right, my dancing machine. Thank you so much for being a guest again.
Pleasure, Fitz. Love getting on the show and chatting about all things running, racing, and being noisy.
Being noisy. All right, friends, don't forget, follow us, Team Noisy on Facebook, and then me on Fitzness at everything. And stick around, listen to Rudy tell you about my D4 school walking running program, the Morning Mile. All right, Rudy, tell them what to do.
Get to work.
Get to work. Bye, everyone.
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to give the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children a chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Koehler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals. Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.